Welcome back, everyone. Today we're going to talk about Genesis 4, verse 4. And Abel, he also brought of the firstborn of his flock and of their fat portions. And the Lord looked with favor upon Abel and his offering. This verse reveals the first accepted offering in Scripture, Abel's sacrifice. In the eyes of the Zohar and Midrash, it is not the physical item offered that matters, but the inner quality, the intention, and the purity of heart. Abel's act becomes the archetype of true spiritual service, the blending of material action and mystical devotion. The first phrase we have, and Abel, he also brought, silent but superior. The Hebrew phrase, and Abel also brought, implies he brought after Cain. The Zohar emphasizes this timing as significant. Though second in action, he was first in intention. Abel did not rush to offer for attention or approval. His offering arose naturally from within, without show or calculation. His delay was not apathy, but contemplative awe. He moved not by duty, but by heart flow. The Midrash explains that Abel observed Cain's act, then sought to do better, not out of rivalry, but with sincere desire. Some say his intention was to honor God with beauty, choosing the best of what he had. This establishes Abel as a model of spontaneous righteousness. Next, we have the phrase, of the firstborn of his flock, the best and the first. Abel brings the firstborn, which represents the primacy of God in his consciousness. In Kabbalah, the first always connects to the Sephirah of Chokhmah, wisdom. It is the spiritual seed and source. He gave the root, not just the fruit. His offering rose from the soul. By offering the firstborn, Abel surrenders what is most precious, showing that his entire flock belongs to God. This is the opposite of Cain, who gave leftovers. The Midrash says Abel selected the finest, the healthiest, and the choicest lambs. This shows the principle of Hidur Mitzvah, beautifying the commandment, giving God not what is easy, but what is best. The next phrase we have, and of their fat portions, sweetness and richness of heart. Fat portions refer to the choicest inner parts, symbolizing depth, essence, and delight. Fat in Zoharic language represents pleasure offered up. Abel gives not just substance, but the pleasure he would have enjoyed. He poured joy upon the altar, surrendering not only the lambs, but his own desire. This aligns Abel with the mystical Zadik, one who sublimates pleasure into holiness. The Midrash adds, Abel did not only sacrifice the lamb, he sacrificed his comfort, his possessions, and his ego. His offering was an act of total generosity without concern for himself. Last, we have the first, and the Lord looked with favor, divine reception of the soul's scent. The Zohar teaches that offerings are not for God's benefit, but serve to elevate the soul. Abel's offering rose as rei'ah nikoah, a pleasing aroma. But this aroma is not about smell. It symbolizes alignment between the inner and outer. His offering rose straight, uncoiled, and luminous, without detour, without residue. The phrase "look with favor" implies turning toward. God's presence turns and connects to Abel's soul, establishing the first true bond of grace. Midrashic sources say a flame descended from heaven to consume the offering, a sign of divine acceptance. Others say Abel saw the divine presence hover near. The acceptance is not just of the offering, but of Abel himself. The Kabbalistic dynamics, Abel's offering and the Sephirot. In Kabbalah, Abel corresponds to Chesed, loving kindness. His offering aligns with Zeir Anpin, the 6 emotional Sephirot, rising upward. The fat portions correspond to Netzach and Hod, the beauty and surrender of service. Thus, his act was not just physical, it harmonized with the upper worlds, allowing divine flow to reconnect with the lower realm after the exile from Eden. To summarize, Genesis 4 verse 4 reveals the first pure offering, and both the Zohar and Midrash Agadah highlights Abel's inner greatness. This verse reveals the essence of true worship, not just what we give, but how we give, and from what place within the heart. Abel becomes the model of the Zadik, the inner mystic who gives, not from pride or pressure, but from love, awe, and longing. That's it for today. Thank you very much for your donation. Be blessed, everyone, and I will see you on the next episode.